Hello and welcome to another episode of Bergenstages Television. I'm Jim Bumgardner, your host. This is the entertainment magazine here at Bergen Community College. And right now I'm hearing a lot of laughter coming from the Saccone Theater, and I have a feeling that it has something to do with the rehearsals for our upcoming show, Neil Simon's Rumors. And to help me talk about that a little bit, I've got a couple of the actors from the show. So please join me in welcoming David LeGrand and Allie Fortenberry. Welcome to the show, or welcome back, Allie.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Rehearsals going well?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
It's a funny show. It's
It
a
is.
funny show. I cannot wait to talk about it. But I do want the audience to get to know you guys a little bit better. So, Allie, you were here before, so refresh our memory on your background. How did we get you here at Bergen Community College?
Well, I moved here from Florida about a year ago to pursue theater and theater education. Mm-hmm. And I looked up community colleges near me, and Bergen showed up, and I saw your record in the theater program. It looked great, so I applied and started coming here.
And you came here to do theater or music or educate?
Both. Mm-hmm. Theater is my passion. I love performing, but I also love teaching. Uh-huh. So just a little bit of both.
And you've got a lot of classical music in your background,
I
too.
do,
So
yes. I'm classically trained.
Good. And where in Florida?
Jacksonville, so North Florida.
Yeah, so it didn't get hit by too much of the
no, thankfully.
So good. And David, you've been here a while.
Oh boy.
We know each other quite well, and I can't believe it's been this long to finally get you on the show. So welcome.
Thank you, Jim.
Welcome. So let us know a little bit about you. How did we get you here at Bergen?
Okay, well, I am originally from Euclid, Ohio. I have been in Jersey 11 years. Bergen came because, after just working for a while, I thought, hey, let me do some school. So come to Bergen for nursing. I was a nursing major originally. And then I did a show, Flea in Her Ear. And I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Wow, I like it. So I took some classes. I'm like, wow, okay. Did Cyrano, and also with Tom. And that was a turning point. I'm like, wow, this is what I want to do. This is something I really enjoy doing. So then I did other productions here at Bergen. And
Much Ado.
Yes, Much Ado. Fahrenheit.
Right.
Fahrenheit.
Right.
And yes, so after Cyrano, I changed from nursing to theater, and so I'm still a theater major.
Good. Cool. And you're in the AFA program or still in the AA program?
Oh, good Lord. AA?
AA, yeah. The old program was Associate of Arts, but now we moved to an AFA that allows you to take more theater classes as well. But we can talk about
I've been, yeah.
This was just something that happened a couple of years, so you're
okay.
not behind the times. It's just like because of the transition of the degree program. Well, good. So yeah, Flea in Her Ear was Ken Bonifant's directed that, and then you've worked with Tom now a few times. But Flea in Her Ear was a great farce, and that's kind of what you're dealing with this particular show. So have you done things before Bergen? Have you done theater before Bergen, Allie?
I did. I started performing when I was 3, so I did.
3 years old.
3 years old.
You had a stage mom that pushed you out?
No, actually, my mom did not push me out there. I pushed myself out there.
Good. At 3.
Yeah, I liked dancing and singing, and I had a church that had little plays, and I played the state of Alaska. Ooh. Shortest one there, too. But I've done quite a bit of theater, and then I've done a lot of chorus and singing. And
Cool. And if I remember, your high school didn't have a big theater program.
We did
You
not.
did community theater?
I did some community theater. My chorus teacher personally put on 2 musicals just because she wanted to, but it was completely out of pocket. Our school didn't pay for any of that type of stuff.
Wow. So what roles did you do?
Ordinary Days. I was Deb. She typecast me as that from the moment she met me. And then the year I graduated, they did Little Shop of Horrors, and I choreographed it.
Oh, cool. So you have that skill as well.
Yes.
So music, dance, and I guess as a theater education, you kind of want to know all those things, because if you're going to get there, you're probably going to end up doing a heck of a lot of them.
Yourself, yeah.
Yeah. David, I know what you've done here. What have you done? Because you've done a lot of community things as well.
Yes, but not before. I didn't even know that I would want to even really do theater until after Cyrano. After when COVID hit, I had to do something. So luckily, thanks to virtual theater, I was able to do mostly virtual Shakespeare over Zoom. Mostly Shakespeare. And thanks to Bergen Radio, I was also able
a lot of radio shows.
to do some of that. Quite a few radio shows, and Yeah, so virtually that was it, and then between Fahrenheit and now, I also was able to, because through my virtual theater, I was able to meet people. Wow, there's a word I'm looking for.
Make
but
connections
Yeah,
with all these
connect.
people.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you. Connect.
networking out there.
Network. Thank you, Jen. And I was able to do shows like, well, two cabarets, a doo-wop cabaret and an 80s cabaret. And I was heard in
That's fun.
Godspell. So yeah, so quite a bit.
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, especially post-COVID and during COVID, you found a way to
Yes.
keep going, and that was just a challenging time for all of us, and that you did. And you directed as well.
Very casually, yes.
But
Yes.
an online version of
Yes.
the show. It's like you did a show. So yeah, I think it's funny that you choreograph, you direct, so you have all these kind of skills there too. So while you're here at Bergen, just to kind of let some of maybe our future students learn, what kind of courses do you end up taking here at Bergen, David, as an acting major?
Oh, good. Okay. Makeup.
Stage makeup, right?
Stage makeup. The stagecraft.
Which is
Directly for the stage. Stagecraft and lighting. You learn about, oh boy, Fresnels, painting, building a set.
building flats,
Well, yes.
painting, all those, yeah.
Yes.
Stage makeup.
Yes.
What else, Allie? You
Basic-
wanna?
There's quite a few acting classes that you can take, audition techniques, scene study,
Right.
just beginning acting techniques, things to sort of just get
Basic
you,
acting, I think you were going with.
Yes.
yeah, just more comfortable performing, especially with sort of improv and understanding your scenes. And
Oh, that's cool. And do you get some help with resume writing and get you prepared
Yes.
after you finish here at Bergen? So you
Yes.
feel,
Yes.
do you feel, because David, you've been already auditioning, and you've of course auditioned before you got here, but you feel kind of well prepared.
Yes.
You've got a lot of tools in your kit to be able to get to these auditions
Yes.
outside here.
Yes.
That's awesome. So that's a great key for us. And do you have plans for what you're going to do now? Before I get there, you both work. You both have jobs.
Yes.
Community college. We go, oh wait, I also have to work and make money and pay rent and all those kind of things. David, where do you work?
I'm a nursing assistant.
You are at assisted living?
Nursing home in Fairlawn.
Nursing home. Cool. What an amazing job. So thank you for doing that too.
Thank you,
That's
Jen.
great. But on the other side of the, we've got Allie.
I work at Medieval Times.
Yes.
Yes.
You're a wench.
I'm a wench,
You're a wench.
yes.
And how did you get this job? Where did that?
Well, I went on Valentine's Day as a date, and I served for 5 years beforehand, and I was looking at them, I was like, I could do that.
Serve meaning a waitress.
Yes. And so I applied, and I had theater background, so they sort of liked it because I use it when I'm serving my guest, and I've been there for almost 6 months now.
And you're enjoying it.
I love my
Some
job.
good money, but you're still enjoying it.
Very
You got
good
some really
money.
good, fun people.
I
and
love my job.
Do you have any desire to be in the show itself?
I do. I am supposed to start training to be the queen at some point
Oh,
soon.
cool. So
Yes.
it's possible to transition
It
from
is,
wench to
yes.
actor, I guess,
Yes.
performer. I don't know what you call it. Cool. Good. And you'll give up your wenching job? Or?
I would do both.
Cool. So that's so cool that you do this and you go to school and you perform here on our stages, but you also have this great ability to balance all this time and energy. I don't know how you do it. It's beyond me. So what do you want to do when you finish Bergen? Do you have any plans to go to another school? Do you think to continue the education, to go out there and start auditioning and see what happens?
There's two different sides of me. There's one side that just I want to go audition and I want to try it out and see what happens. And there's the other side that's like, well, if I want to teach and I have to continue my education. So.
But you feel with the associate's degree, you let's go see what's going on. Let's see what's happening.
See what's happening.
And there's no hurry to
Exactly.
continue it. But it's weighing that, and
Yes.
you're not at the point that you have to, but you'll at some point do. David, have you thought?
Whenever I leave Bergen, eventually.
And that's an interesting point because some people feel like you need. Sometimes we call it a 2-year college, and it really isn't.
No.
Very few people do it in 2 years, and especially those that are working, really have the challenge of balancing time, money, and all this kind of stuff. So you've just taken your time as opposed to rushing through the education, which is more typical than you think. Students will do that.
Well, when I leave, I always say, oh yeah, I'll definitely do Ramapo because they do have a great theater program.
They do, definitely.
But at the same time, I cannot stay away. I have to put myself out there and do something. And there are, after Bergen or after this, after rumors. There are shows out there that I do plan on getting into, and we'll just see what happens.
And when do you think you're finishing? Do you have a timetable here at all? Okay, that's good. Allie, do you have a timetable? Good. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we work. Again, if you take 2 classes or something like that, you're getting through it, and that's the important part. You just see the trajectory. It just isn't a fast one, but it just kind of gets to where you need to go. And you're both working, so you are making a little bit of money along the way there. So I think that's so admirable how you approach all this. So now, as a theater major, you get to audition for our shows, but anybody can audition, correct?
Yes.
So what's the audition process like? And you've had several directors, so it's been different, and of course a musical is different than a non-musical, but kind of fill us in on what happens. Allie, I'll pick on you first. What happens, how is Tom's, because Tom O'Neill is directing Rumors,
Yes.
what was the audition process?
I love auditioning for Tom. He comes in with just such high energy, because that's what he wants for his shows. He directs a lot of the comedies. He wants that high, fun energy. He wants you to be loud. And so he gives us sides. He usually gives us a few minutes to prepare for it.
And a side is just a section from the script.
A section from the script,
Yeah.
He tends to give us a few minutes to prepare, and he'll have you read sort of a couple different characters. If he likes you, he'll have you read usually quite a bit. I've learned is if he sees you as a character, he'll keep putting you up there as that character.
Oh, cool.
But he's very welcoming. He'll give you pointers if he's like, hey, maybe try this. Because he wants you to improve even if it's just during the audition.
And to see if you're pliable. Can you kind of go with the direction that he might be thinking it in? And so this will just kind of happen, and you just kind of go with it, right? You just kind of go with the flow, see what happens, and come in with that energy and open-mindedness to do it. Yeah, David?
I literally couldn't say it any better. Basically, really what Ali said, you go in, you have sides, and then, yes, you go in with the sides, and if Tom likes the way you read, he will ask you to come back, or he'll put you in different roles, and it is always great because he's such a patient cheerleader to everybody. Yeah.
And is it different from because you auditioned for Ken Bonifants and you've auditioned for me and Lee, and has there been a difference in the audition process, or is it pretty much kind of generally the same?
I would say pretty much the same, because even with you, even with musicals, you will be patient, because I auditioned for you, and you'll try, like, okay, maybe that didn't work, but maybe just space you guys out, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, there's definitely a difference in auditioning for a musical because it's singing.
You're singing, yeah.
I was definitely
maybe
more
dancing.
Maybe. I'm always more nervous for singing auditions, especially if you go in there by yourself. And here, this is my first audition at Berg, and I had no idea what I was walking into.
Right.
It was Christmas pudding. So there's always just sort of that different atmosphere. There's also usually more people in the room with the musical audition.
At a musical audition, yeah. And
So
competition's a little bit more,
Yeah.
But that's great. But I think the whole idea is that just go with the flow.
Exactly.
Just do you read the scripts before you get here? Do you find it helpful to know the plot? You do.
Yes.
You do as well. I think it's a great idea because you kind of want to know how the characters relate to each other, so that gives you an opportunity to do so. So you can either get the scripts yourself. A lot of it's online, but also our library, we have copies that you're able to do that sort of thing. And so you have kind of background before you get to the auditions, and then suddenly they throw a part at you. You kind of know which one it is. Do you ever come in saying, "This is the part I want"? Or you're just open-minded enough to say, I'll do whatever the director.
I've had parts that I've wanted, and I put that, but I will never turn down a show because I didn't get the part I want.
Cool.
But there have been shows where I'm like, this is the one I really want. But if you want to give me anyone, that's cool too.
And David, you?
I could come in with an idea of a character I would like, but for the most part, I am very open to anything.
And that's wise, right? Because if you wanted to be in this business, you just take what you can get. And you never know, things could happen along the way. People, we lose actors because of other complications or something like that you might, move up to something that you had never expected. So we're going to get to talking about Rumors, but we're going to take a very short break. But so hang in there. We're going to talk a lot about it. So you hang in there. Come right back after the break, and we'll talk about our production of Rumors with David and Allie.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where anything could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hello.
Hi, I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come
Yeah,
on
come on
in.
in.
Brochettes, the sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away, not to mention zucchini flower. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that, oh,
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
we'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit savethefood.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Bergenstages Television. Today we're talking to two of the actors from our upcoming production of the Neil Simon comedy Rumors. We have David LeGrand and Ali Fortenberry here, and we've been chatting about your past, but now we'd like to really kind of talk about the show. So, what is the show about? I know it's a farce. It's very, you know, door slamming, running up and down steps, all sorts of stuff, but and it's one of his more recent shows compared to, we had done Barefoot in the Park a while back. We did a few of his shows since Brighton Beach Memoir, but this is kind of a more contemporary of his. So can you give us a little bit about what the show is about? The plot, I guess, without giving away too much.
Without giving away
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much. Okay. Well, everyone's invited to a anniversary party. And
For Charlie and
Charlie and
Myra?
Myra.
Charlie and Myra are having their 10th anniversary party.
Yes.
Right, okay.
but our hosts, both our hosts seem to be disposed at the moment. We don't know where Myra is. Myra could be anywhere. And Charlie, something seems to be happening to Charlie.
Uh-huh.
And so slowly as the night progresses, you see our first couple, Chris and Ken. They are the first to arrive and, you know, take care of Charlie and make sure that he's...
And it's no, because it happened so quickly in the
Yeah.
beginning. What's happened to Charlie?
Charlie has shot himself in the ear.
After taking Valium, he
Yes.
tries this. He shoots himself in the ear and has passed out upstairs.
Yes.
And Myra is missing. Good. And so they have found this out. This is like the first seconds of the play. We know kind of what's going on, so it's not a spoiler there. And the cooks are gone. All the staff are gone. Nobody seems to be
No
there.
one's there.
Do we know why they're gone?
No.
don't-
No one's
we
there.
never
I don't
know.
know why any of this
Yeah.
happened. So you're invited to a dinner party.
Yes.
You guys aren't married to each other.
No.
Your characters aren't, but there's four couples
Four,
coming
yes.
to Myra and Charlie's dinner party without anybody to cook the dinner at the dinner party. So you arrive later. Who arrives first?
I arrived second.
You arrive second.
Yes, it's Ken and Chris that come in first. Then Claire and Len.
So Ken and Chris have made this discovery
Yes.
that what has happened to Charlie and that no one else is there. And so the next couple comes in, and what do they tell you is going on?
Well, we figured out pretty quickly because we are Chris's and Ken's best friends, and they're terrible at hiding it. None of us, we make up the weirdest stories. None of us can keep it straight. We're all saying different things.
About this or just anything?
About everything.
Oh, okay,
I mean, oh, it was a can of shaving cream. Oh, no, it was a manhole cover blew up in front of my ear. We can't ever seem to keep our stories straight. So we figure it out about not even 5 minutes after we get on stage.
Something's going on
they
here.
instantly
Something's
tell
going on
us.
here. And there's a little gossip rumor that they're having affairs.
Yes.
You know, that Myra and Charlie. So there's this rumor mill going on. Is that what made all this happen? Is this what it is? So you figured out what's going on, so you're told. And I love the way he's written this because it's like you get to know this couple, and then you add another couple, so there's four, and then that happens for a while, and then another couple comes. So what happens when the next couple comes? Now you were in the car accident?
I was in the car accident.
Right. So
yes.
on top of what's going on in the show itself, you've had a car accident with your husband. And so this argument has happened before you go. Okay, good. It's just loaded with all this kind of stuff. So you come into the scene, and then the next couple come in, and that's
The next couple is our Cookie and Ernie.
Oh, okay.
They come in. Okay, so wow. They come in, and it's more the same thing. Like, nobody wants to say what really happened to Charlie and Myra. Like, everything's fine. We don't know. And so it's a pile up.
Like, get the rumor mill. We're not going to
Yes.
tell you. We're going to make up something of what's going on.
And you have you have the first couple. You have Chris and Ken going back and forth, like, oh, everything's fine, and playing it out. And
going up the stairs and down the
yes,
stairs and up the
yes,
stairs.
And drinking a lot.
and acting.
I'll help them get dressed.
Yeah. Pretending, sounding like Myra. So like, oh, we're having full conversations up here, and yeah, so everyone just tries, but eventually it is revealed. Eventually, and
But we won't give that away. We don't want to figure out what's
Yes,
happening there.
yes.
And then because the cook isn't there, and it is a dinner party,
Cookie cooks.
Cookie cooks the meal.
Because
and
Cookie has a cooking show.
Cookie has a cooking show, and so she'll cook the meal for everybody, so everybody does get to eat.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just gotten us to intermission. So it's just an incredible, really incredible farce. And I call it a farce because why? What? A lot of people go, what's a farce? What makes it a farce?
there are moments. There are moments of I would say
You
that
think
there are
of
moments.
Pan being one of the best farces.
There are moments of
out there.
slapstick. There are slapstick
Yeah.
moments. Oh boy, farce that's
It's
so
really,
good.
it's truly, if you see a lot of doors on a set, it's
It's-
going to be a farce. Someone's coming in this one while someone's going out that one, and you all this kind of overlapping things there, but it's very slapstick humor.
Yeah. Mhm.
Very obvious, and a lot of times the audience is way ahead of the characters. That makes it funnier for us because we watch the characters figure it out what we already know, and that's the beauty of farce, and I think this is what has happened, and this is one of his few farces that he has written, and that's kind of all kind of intertwined there. It's set in a great period. What period?
80s.
The 80s. So the 80s, and you guys are too young to remember Dynasty and Dallas, and but the costumes are specific, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Marie Natalia's doing the costume design. What do you wear? Do you have an idea?
She has two options for me. One is a bright royal blue, big shoulder pads, big jewel on the side. The other is more classic cream, a little more elegant. She's probably going to put me in the blue one.
And it's big hair.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to look
Shoulder
just like
pads,
my mother.
big hair. The men are all in tuxes, so you guys are pretty simple, but our tuxes are kind of look, that very formal look, but the women are so straight out of Dynasty. It's wonderful. And the set designed by Graham Fry is an interesting set. What is this set going to kind of have in it?
It
Takes place in their living room,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
We have quite a bit of furniture for us to move around on, and then we have a very, probably like 5 feet in the air, like a little landing
Yes.
Up
that
some
we
steps to the
go
landing.
up and down. And
Bedrooms are up there, restrooms are up there,
Yeah.
the rest of the house is up there. So it's supposed to be a very elegant
Yes.
Sneden's Landing house. Now, I lived in Sneden's Landing. It didn't look like this. But it's a very upscale because Charlie's what? He's somehow
the
politically connected.
deputy mayor.
Deputy
of New
mayor
York.
of New York.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's up there. So we can't let anything that might be happening here out because if the press get hold of this, it's going to go wild. And then somebody's a senator, aren't you? You're the
Yes, the couple that we skipped past, Glenn and Cassie. I am running for state senator, and we are the last couple to arrive after Cookie and Ernie. And I'm hearing, that something happens, and I didn't hear anything. Yeah, I'm running for senator, and it just I can't be involved. I'm like what?
Right, once the
Like,
scandal
no.
gets out, that's all you don't need is this kind of scandal rocking your running for office there. That's so funny. I'm totally yeah. So you're making up stories, and the police arrive at one point, and so you have to deal with this. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but it's just an interesting thing when the police arrive, and what these 4 couples end up doing to entertain this police's suspicion of what might be happening in the house, which is like crazy. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
just silly.
Yes.
I mean,
It's so fun.
The script itself, I just cry laughing just reading the script. So I'm sure just doing it has to be a gas of fun.
It is.
Watching
It
everything,
really is.
going up a stair, down the step, in this house, in this restroom, and hiding things from each other.
It's so hard
Yeah.
not to laugh.
And the rehearsal process is going well.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yes.
So smooth.
It's so smooth. So you block all the scenes. You kind of
Yes.
know where you're going to go because
Yes.
it's got to be really choreographed. I mean, this is the basic farce is just a very choreographed thing there. So you've gotten through that part of this system. Speaking back on Marie, she kind of gave you things to rehearse in, yeah?
Yes.
Is that helpful for you to have rehearsal clothing?
Definitely, yeah. Especially I feel like for girls, learning how to walk in the heels you're actually going to wear. If you're wearing a floor-length dress, having one on so you know exactly how to move up and down the stairs.
When you sit to get up, so
Yeah.
you don't step on it and fall over and hurt yourself. Men in their shoes and jackets, I guess,
Yes.
because you're mostly wearing your tuxedos
Yes.
throughout it, is helpful.
Yeah.
It helps with the character, too. It helps you
Yes.
kind of sit differently and stand differently and walk differently. So that's kind of a cool thing. So we talked about Graham. We know how Dimitri Makarakorn is doing the lighting, which you haven't seen yet. So that's coming up as we go through the process there. And Stephen Schwartz is doing some sound effects, and I think we're going to be treated to some fun 80s music when the audience arrives there to kind of get us in the mood for the style of the show. So as you go through this whole rehearsal process, you start into what's called a designer run-through. And what does that mean? What's a designer run-through?
The designer run-through is us running the full show, which we will tomorrow. And it shows, so our costume designer is going to see, Graham's going to see, Dimitri's going to see what we're doing, and oh, we need a spotlight over there. Oh, this sound effect comes in at this time. And maybe, no, she would look better or she would be able to move better if she wore this. So,
Great, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, good. So, and it's a very important early on to do that for the designers to kind of get that idea of how you were doing, see the work that you've done so far, and then what they need to do to make you look good, and what Tom O'Neill has given you to do in the show there. So great, and then there's some sound effects and things like that that have to be tweaked into the show. So what happens after that? What gets you to opening night? What?
Breaking it down sort of scene by scene is what Tom is very big on, is making sure the moments are perfect. Because there are a lot of moments that, like, it's funny, but you got to do it right for it to be funny.
The timing has to make it,
So it's just running through the show, being off book by our off book date.
Off book means the lines are memorized, you're ready to do it.
Yes.
And which helps because you start listening to each other much more
Exactly.
and understanding your character a little bit more along the way there. And then you'll get into tech rehearsals.
Yes.
You'll have a full day of a Saturday tech to get everything up and running with the cues, sound cues, and all that. And then you have a week of tech. And dress rehearsals. Yeah, you're smiling. It's like, that's all coming up. And of course, we've got Thanksgiving in the midst of all this kind of stuff. So you do get a little break, but it's kind of probably not much of one because you'll be focused on lines and all those kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is, yeah. And it's a fun show to see. It's after Crucibles, which is such a dark show that's running now, that you're able to do such a other side of the brain, a fun side of the brain kind of up there. So you're enjoying yourself.
Yes.
A great cast. You've got a great cast to be working with. Some people who've been in many shows here, and a couple of novices, people who've never been in a show here on campus there. We do have a couple of alumni who've created their Bergen Alumni Theater Company that are going to hopefully be doing something next summer here on campus. So we'll keep our audience posted on that. So, well, I'm so excited about this show coming up. It'll be in the Saccone Theater. It will be running for, I think it opens
December 2nd.
December 2nd and 3rd, and then the following weekend for 3 performances, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in our bigger theater. So it's on our bigger theater campus. It's a wonderful comedy. It's a way to lighten up yourself before you get into the holiday season there. And you two are going to be wonderful. I just cannot wait to see you in these wonderful style clothing, but to see you running around at breakneck speed all over the set along the way there. So thank you for being a part of the show. Break a leg with opening night. We hope that you will come and see our production of Rumors at the Saccone Theater opening December 2nd. Thank you for watching, and come back and see us.